This is a Missouri River flooding update by Council Bluffs and Pottawattamie County officials. In these briefings, officials will inform you about projects and developments in regards to the Missouri River, other creeks and rivers in the county, and rain.
Today is Wednesday, July 6th. My name is Don Gross, Public Information Officer for the City of Council Bluffs. Report today or update today, Council Bluffs still is at level 1, which is unchanged from yesterday. Just a couple notes to pass on. We've been informed that Douglas County will have a siren test this morning at 11 o'clock. Just to remind you of that event. The City of Council Bluffs, as reported previously, has suspended the test of civil defense sirens for July and perhaps August, but we'll address that when we get at that time. There's also another note I want to make on, I think there's some confusion out there. There is a July 7th meeting regarding disaster assistance. Just to remind everybody, Pottawattamie County was declared and received a presidential disaster declaration about a week ago. That disaster declaration is for public bodies, cities, counties, and some nonprofit entities that have already been approved by FEMA. The meeting is intended for those organizations. It is not intended for individuals that have suffered private damage loss or business interruption losses. Also of note today, city staff will be providing notices to approximately 73 owners and occupants of structures within the Playland Park neighborhood. We are continuing to investigate the issue of sand and other soil material that are found in pump washes in this general area. These 73 homes are all within 200 feet of the toe of the levee in that neighborhood. It has also come to our attention that we have several reported incidences of sand and other soil materials that have found their way into basements through cracks and seams in this area, that in basements that are not utilizing pumping systems. So again, what we're concerned with in both of these cases is the creation of essentially, or the enlargement of sinkholes or other erosion activity under structures, which will damage the integrity of the foundation and basement system eventually and compromise the home. But we're also very concerned with that type of sinkhole creation or erosion in very close proximity to the levee. So if you observe this, these conditions, you're encouraged to call the Council Bluffs City Building Division at 328-4625. Normal business hours. After hours, we have a phone number of 651-252-8155. As far as situation update, yesterday and the day before, we've had increasing problems with the Veterans Memorial Bridge Highway Pump Station. This is a pump station that is located along that highway right at the Missouri River levee on the north side. That station has had significant settlement issues and there are beyond repair, and that station is now out of commission. You will see in the next, if it's already occurring, but through this day and probably the next several days, dirt work being there, they're going to put a temporary levee system in. They'll go in and they'll probably put concrete in some of the pipes within the pump station itself. And when all that is done, they will refortify the levee at that location. In the meantime, we will use temporary pumps to pump the water, essentially that is fed to the station from the ditches along Veterans Memorial Highway until we can figure out what a more permanent solution is. As far as other projects going on, we still have the Corps doing their levee seepage blanket project south of Gifford Road. They are using Veterans Highway. We ask you still to be cautious that. Work continues on the 28th Street and I-29 pump station. We will be bidding several sanitary sewer collapses today, and we will be having a sandbagging event on Saturday. And I believe the hours of that will be 8 to 3, and hopefully the next day or two I can get more specifics for you. That concludes my remarks. I'll turn it over to Matt.
Again, this is probably about the last time that I'm going to be pushing the damage reporting site. Pottcounty.com. Go there, report damage. We can then get that information to FEMA for assistance in getting an individual assistance damage or disaster declaration. We have individual assistance damage assessment teams from FEMA coming in today. They'll be doing a flyover of properties as well. But for the purposes of getting this information to FEMA and pushing out the individual assistance declaration, if we don't have it by today, then it's really not going to do us any good for that purpose. However, we do still encourage people that have not reported damage to continue to do so. It is valuable information for us to get to zoning and planning, and certainly to the assessor's office. If property has been damaged and its assessed value ought to be re-examined, then that's important information for those departments. River level as of 7:15 this morning was at about 35.5 feet. So we have again we've bumped up about a tenth, but it looks like we're on a downward track on our way to the low 35s, where we're probably going to be at for the remainder of the month. Had about 3/4 of an inch of rain last night. Did cause some storm sewer floodings, my understanding, but I don't think anything significant. Highway 30. We reported was going to be closed, and they said it was going to be open. Now it appears again it's actually closed as we speak. It was closed earlier this morning. Will be closed for a period of 48 hours. That's the highway that goes from Missouri Valley to Blair. Again, it's not in Pottawattamie County, but it does affect traffic on Pottawattamie County roads as people divert down primarily Lincoln Highway. Again, as I mentioned, FEMA has their individual assistance damage assessment teams will be in town here today. I also want to reiterate that the applicant's briefing at Iowa Western tomorrow afternoon is not for individuals who have had damage. If you show up to think you're going to report damage, you will be disappointed, and that you've wasted your time. So this is for public entities to apply for the assistance. Hopefully we're going to get an individual assistance declaration shortly, and once that happens, then we'll have further information on how to report that and make requests for assistance. Also, again, want to reiterate something that Don had said about the sirens in Douglas County. Those are going to go off about 11 this morning, and do not panic if you're in Carter Lake or Council Bluffs. They're just testing their emergency system. I know that some requests were put into Douglas County to have those tests suspended. They denied those requests. They said they've got apparently some problems with a couple of their sirens, so they want to make sure that they're working. So they're going to go ahead and go forward with their testing. And so would just ask everyone to pay attention that if you hear a siren going off at 11 this morning, has no need to panic. That concludes my remarks. Thank you.